All right, so let's dive into this Bitcoin thing.
Yeah.
This price correction everyone's been talking about.
It's been pretty wild.
We've got these two articles,
Okay.
one from Bitcoinist.com and the other one's from Forbes.com.
Right.
And they both have some pretty interesting perspectives on what's been going on.
Yeah, for sure.
And you're not going to believe this. Bitcoin
Yeah.
plunged below $80,000.
Oh, wow.
$1 trillion
Yeah.
wiped out
Trillion with a T.
from the crypto market.
Oh, my goodness.
So is this it?
Right.
Is this the bear market everyone's been bracing for?
Everyone's talking about it?
Or is this just another bump in the road,
Right.
for Bitcoin?
That's the
That's
question.
what we untack today.
It's so interesting how this correction is happening while everything else is going on in the world.
I know.
With the global economy.
The Forbes article even mentions
Oh, yeah.
President Trump's trade war and the tariffs,
Mhm.
On Canada and Mexico.
Right.
Like, do you think that's maybe
It's got to be a factor.
shutting investors?
When the global economy feels shaky,
Mm.
investors tend to look for safer assets.
Makes sense.
That's what they were saying in the Forbes article.
Mm-hmm.
They said that historically, these kinds of protectionist policies
Mm-hmm.
end up destabilizing the market.
Yeah, history tends to rhyme.
That's right.
So we've got this global economic uncertainty.
Yeah.
And then Bitcoinist.com points out that Bitcoin has fallen quite a bit, actually.
It's taking a hit.
18% since just last Sunday.
Wow.
They say it's the lowest it's been since early November 2024.
And think about it. It was at almost $110,000
Yeah, an all-time high.
just a little while ago.
Not long ago at all.
Now it's around $80,190.
Ouch.
That's got to hurt.
Yeah, for those who bought in
Right.
near the peak.
Oh, yeah.
But what really got me was
What's that?
this $1 trillion drop
Oh,
in the total crypto market cap.
that's not just a number on a screen.
No.
That's real money.
It represents real investments
Like her
now
now,
worth
yeah.
so much less.
This just shows how volatile the crypto
Right.
market can be.
Exactly.
The Bitcoinist article mentioned the Crypto Fear and Greed Index.
I've seen that,
Have you?
but I don't really get it.
Oh, okay.
Like, how does it actually work?
It's basically a way to measure
Okay.
how the market is feeling.
Interesting.
Like if investors are feeling greedy
Mm-hmm.
or fearful,
Okay.
it uses a bunch of factors like price volatility
Okay.
and what's trending on social media,
Uh-huh.
trading volume, things like that.
Gotcha.
So right now, the index is at 21.
21.
It's the lowest it's been since September 2024.
So extreme fear then.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a classic sign that investors are nervous.
Makes sense when you're looking at $1 trillion loss.
I know, right?
It's hard not to panic.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you think is driving this fear? Is it just the price drop?
That's part of it.
Okay.
But there's more to it.
Okay.
Both articles talk about this thing called
Yeah.
Bitcoin supply and profit.
Okay. What is that?
It's basically a way to see
Okay.
how many Bitcoin holders are losing money.
Oh.
Bitcoin is limited
Right.
and people buy and hold it at different prices.
So like if someone bought Bitcoin at $100,000
Yeah.
and the price drops to $80,000,
Yeah.
they're holding at a loss.
Right.
So how many people are in that position now?
Well, this analyst, Axel Adler on X,
Okay.
X, formerly known as Twitter,
Yeah.
he said that 4.4 million Bitcoin
Whoa.
are being held at a loss right now.
That's a lot.
And those were bought around $95,000.
Wow. That's a lot of people underwater.
Yeah.
Has the overall amount of Bitcoin in profit changed too?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
How so?
The total supply and profit has dropped
Okay.
from 19.7 million
Mhm.
to 15.3 million BTC.
So more people are holding Bitcoin at a loss? And the pool of profitable Bitcoin has shrunk.
Exactly.
So this Bitcoin supply and profit thing
Yeah.
gives us a look into the market sentiment.
It really does.
It's not just about the price going up and down
That's about the people holding it.
and how they're feeling.
Right.
So what does all this tell us
Yeah.
about where Bitcoin might be headed next?
That's the big question.
Yeah.
That's what everyone wants to know.
So we're seeing all these signs of fear
Uh,
and this shift in Bitcoin's profitability.
Right.
Where do we go from here?
Well, nobody can really predict the future,
Right, of course.
but both Bitcoinist
Yeah.
and Forbes
Okay.
offer some potential scenarios.
Okay, so walk me through this.
Okay.
So what are the experts saying?
They seem to think that these next few trading sessions
Yeah.
are going to be really important
Okay.
for figuring out where Bitcoin is headed.
It all comes down to those
Right.
support levels we talked about earlier.
Exactly.
Remind me what those are again?
Support levels are like price points,
Right?
where buyers tend to step in
Gotcha.
and support the price.
Okay.
They're kind of like lines in the sand
Interesting.
that traders watch.
Okay.
So if the price drops below a major support level,
Yeah.
it can trigger a sell-off
Oh, wow.
because traders lose confidence.
That makes sense.
So right now,
Yeah.
all eyes are on that $80,000 mark.
Okay.
We've already dipped below it.
Yikes.
Another key level
Yeah.
is $85,500.
Okay.
And that one's interesting
Why is that?
because it lines up
Okay.
with the 200-day moving average
Yeah.
and the 200-day exponential moving average.
I always hear about those, but I don't really get them.
Moving averages are basically
Yeah.
trend lines
Okay.
that smooth out the price fluctuations
Okay.
over a certain period of time.
So the 200-day moving average,
Yeah,
it's looking at the average closing price over 200 days?
exactly.
So it's like a long-term view of the price trend.
Exactly. Traders use those averages
Yeah.
to see if the trend is bullish or bearish.
Okay.
And if the price is above those averages,
Yeah.
it's usually a good sign.
So that $85,500 level is important
Yeah.
because it's right on those averages.
Exactly.
So if Bitcoin can get back above there,
Uh-huh.
then it might mean
It could mean
the correction is over.
the bulls are back in control.
Okay, so that's the good scenario.
Right.
But what if it keeps dropping?
Well, if it can't hold $85,500,
Yeah.
the next support is around
Yeah.
$75,000.
Okay.
And if that breaks,
Yeah.
it could be a bigger sell-off,
Oh, no.
potentially a bear market.
That's scary.
But remember, Bitcoin is known for bouncing back.
Right. It's volatile.
Sometimes big sell-offs
Yeah.
lead to huge rebounds.
So we could see like a
Yeah,
V-shaped recovery.
it's possible.
Just shoots back up.
Or it could go sideways for a while,
Okay.
kind of consolidate,
Mm-hmm.
find its footing.
Right. Sometimes the market needs to like
It needs to breathe,
catch its breath.
figure out what's next.
Okay. So we've got a lot of possibilities.
We do.
Bullish rebound, bearish continuation.
It's hard to say for sure.
What should we be looking for?
It's all about watching those support levels.
Okay.
If it starts reclaiming them
Yeah.
and breaking resistance, that's a good sign.
Okay.
But if it keeps falling
Yeah.
and breaking below those levels, could be more decline.
So we'll just have to wait and see.
In a way, yeah. Watch the price action
Mm-hmm.
and see how it reacts.
Okay.
Remember, history doesn't always repeat,
Right.
but it can rhyme.
So looking at past corrections can give us clues.
Exactly.
Okay. So for someone trying to make sense of this,
Yeah.
what's the main takeaway here?
I think the big thing is
Yeah.
volatility is just part of crypto.
Right.
This correction reminds us
Yeah.
that Bitcoin is promising,
Mm-hmm.
but it's still new
Yeah.
and there are risks.
It's easy to get caught up in the hype when prices are going up.
It happens to everyone.
But we have to be prepared
Really.
for the drops too.
This is a learning opportunity
Yeah.
for all of us.
It makes us step back
Yeah,
and look at what's really going on,
exactly.
both technically and fundamentally.
Right.
So yeah, we've talked about
We have.
the factors behind the drop,
Yep.
the support levels to watch,
Right.
and what might happen next.
Right.
So what's the final thought?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
What should our listener be thinking about?
Yeah, what's the big question they should be asking themselves?
Well, I think this correction
Yeah.
makes us ask about Bitcoin's role,
Mm-hmm.
like in the global economy.
Right.
Is this it?
Yeah.
Is this a sign that it's
Yeah.
losing its relevance?
Interesting.
Or is this just part of it growing up?
We've seen these corrections before,
We have.
and Bitcoin has always bounced back.
It has.
Doesn't that say something
Yeah.
about its long-term viability?
That's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
The billion-dollar question.
I've heard some people say
Oh, yeah.
that Bitcoin is like a hedge
Uh-huh.
against inflation.
Right. Especially when
Yeah.
the economy is uncertain.
So does this correction
Right.
support that idea?
Well, think about it.
Yeah.
If it was a good hedge,
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't it hold its value better
Yeah, you're right.
during these times?
It's like a test for Bitcoin.
It is.
And how it does in the next few months will
Yeah.
tell us a lot.
It will.
This is why I love these deep dives.
Me too.
It's not just about the price.
It's bigger than that.
It's about the future of money,
Right. The future of technology.
the whole global economy.
It makes you think.
It really does.
You know, I always tell people,
What's that?
stay curious.
Yeah.
Do your research.
Mm-hmm.
Come to your own conclusions.
Right, because the crypto
Well,
world,
it's always changing.
it never stops, and that's what's exciting.
So for someone listening to all this,
What would you tell them?
don't panic.
Okay.
Corrections are normal.
Mm-hmm.
Bitcoin has
Yeah.
been through this before.
Right, it'll survive.
Stay informed,
Yeah.
make good decisions,
Okay.
and don't risk more than you can afford to lose.
Great advice.
It's easy to get emotional
I know,
when
right?
the market is like this,
Yeah.
but you got to stay level-headed.
Keep a cool head.
Think long-term.
It's just a moment in time.
Exactly.
What seems like a crisis now
Uh-huh.
might not even matter a year from now.
That's right.
Well, I think that's about it.
Yeah.
For our deep dive
We covered a lot.
into Bitcoin's price correction.
We talked about what's causing it.
Yeah. Looked at those important numbers and thought about what might happen next.
Hopefully it was helpful.
Yeah, I hope everyone learns something.
It was fun diving deep with you.
Likewise.
And I hope our listener feels a little more prepared
Yeah.
to handle the world of Bitcoin.
It's a wild world out there.
It is.
So stay curious.
Yeah.
Stay informed.
Do your own research.
And until next time,
Happy diving.
happy diving, everyone.